Hello everyone, welcome back to Ruby Tarot. Thank you so much for always supporting and following the channel. The moment you come across this video is the perfect time for you to receive its message. Here on this channel, I always bring you insights about the things that are about to unfold in your life. When you open your heart and place your trust in the positive, you are also connecting to a parallel reality, one in which your deepest desires have already come true. Today, through this tarot reading, I hope to help you unlock the possibilities of your future, support you on your journey toward love, and assist you in manifesting your personal dreams into reality. The theme of today's reading is Career Luck is Coming Your Way. I have prepared 3 representative cards corresponding to Pile 1, Pile 2, and Pile 3. Listen to your intuition and choose the card you feel most drawn to. Once you've made your selection, click on the timestamp in the description box to jump straight to your reading. Now, let's begin the reading for those of you who have already made your choice. Hello to those who chose Pile 1. Thank you for waiting. Now, I will begin the reading for those of you who selected the first pile. I hope this reading brings you healing, fresh insights, and heartwarming moments filled with love. Today, I've returned to the topic of career, a theme I haven't explored in a while. The cards show that whether you're currently employed or in the process of searching for a new job, wonderful opportunities are heading your way. Let's go into the details of this message together. First of all, for those who already have a job, the cards reveal that you'll soon be receiving a wealth of opportunities in your career. These chances will come one after another, possibly even overlapping. What's special is that these opportunities are truly meant for you. They are your rightful blessings, the things you are destined and fully deserving to receive. That's why, in the past, you may have experienced situations where your opportunities were taken away or where someone interfered and blocked your path. Perhaps you can't recall the specifics, but according to the flow of fate, it's very likely that such situations did happen, moments when the timing wasn't right, or when external forces disrupted what was meant for you. Now, however, those long-lost chances are making their way back to you. This could take the form of a promotion, collaborative ventures, or projects that align perfectly with your aspirations. It might be a position you've long yearned for, or a role you once resisted, but now find unexpectedly fitting and enjoyable. You may be assigned new tasks that you once felt reluctant to take on, yet now they bring a sense of ease and alignment. There's also a strong possibility that you'll be working alongside colleagues who are not only competent but also highly compatible with you, creating an inspiring and harmonious work environment. For those considering a career change, the cards show encouraging signs. Transitioning into a new job holds great promise for you in the near future. This could mean stepping into a new field, applying for a different position, or even exploring a professional path that better matches your evolving passions and values. Whatever the case, the energy surrounding your career right now is deeply supportive, urging you to trust the timing of your life and embrace the flow of new possibilities. A career change will be a wonderful opportunity for you. When you step into a new role, the things that once felt out of reach, the abundance you once believed wasn't meant for you, will begin to flow into your life naturally. These are not random blessings. They are what you genuinely deserve. What you experienced in the past was merely a series of unusual circumstances, situations where you had to push yourself to survive in an environment that wasn't aligned with who you truly are. But now, the cards are sending you a clear message. The right job, the one that truly suits you, is coming into your life in the near future. If you're currently searching for a new job, know that you're on the path to finding a position that is genuinely the right choice for you. And when you begin this new chapter, everything will begin to unfold with a sense of ease and natural flow. For instance, the salary might be excellent, but you could find yourself worrying about whether someone at the company will be difficult to get along with. Or perhaps you'll feel anxious during the initial phase, concerned that even though the company seems great, the pay might fall short of your expectations, or you might worry about other uncertainties that often come with starting something new. Nonetheless, a truly good job is coming your way. And if you happen to take on a position and later realize it's not the right fit, if you go in and quickly feel uncomfortable or disconnected, you won't need to stress or force yourself to stay. You'll be able to walk away with peace of mind, because another opportunity, one that is much more aligned with who you are, will appear soon after. This is not a time of scarcity, it's a time of flow. The universe is guiding you towards something that will not only bring you financial stability, but also a sense of fulfillment, support, and belonging. That's right, what is truly meant for you is already on its way. It is coming closer, and you will encounter these opportunities. So, if you find a job quickly but later realize it doesn't completely align with you, don't worry too much. A better, more suitable opportunity will soon arrive. You are about to be granted wonderful chances, and this is the message the cards are trying to convey to you. Let go of anything that does not resonate with your true self. Release what is not meant for you. This may very well be a message from your spiritual guardians, those who know you intimately and are guiding you with love and clarity. They want you to know that they are in the process of clearing away what no longer serves you, and your task is to allow that process to happen without hesitation. Receive this blessing. Don't hold back. Do not fear, because what's coming to you now is exactly what you are worthy of. For example, if you suddenly receive a significant salary increase, you might feel surprised, even uneasy, as if such a leap in compensation is too much to handle. You may feel pressured, thinking that with such a high salary comes greater responsibility, heavier expectations, or the need to prove yourself even more. However, the cards want you to understand clearly, there is no need to worry about this. In truth, your previous income did not reflect your actual worth. It was never a true measure of your capabilities, your efforts, or your value. But now, that's about to change. The compensation you receive going forward will finally begin to mirror the real contribution you bring. It will be a reflection of your growth, your dedication, your perseverance, and the recognition you have long deserved. The opportunities that are coming your way are the ones truly worthy of you, chances that you genuinely deserve. Things will gradually begin to improve. The cards continue to remind you that anything not aligned with your true self will be cleared away. At first, you might sense an ending approaching, and perhaps in the past, you faced certain limitations, whether in your environment, physical health, or overall well-being, that may have held you back in significant ways. There may have been things you deeply wanted to pursue, but because of your circumstances, you believed they were too difficult to attain. You may have been forced to prioritize other aspects of life, or even within your current job, you may have found yourself holding back, hesitant to express your true thoughts or ideas. You may have had opinions you wished to share, contributions you longed to make, but fear of being judged, criticized, or rejected kept you silent. Deep down, you likely felt that you had more to offer, that you were capable of so much more, but your talents and efforts weren't being fully recognized or valued. This may have left you with a deep sense of frustration or even quiet resentment. And yet, despite that dissatisfaction, you felt unable to walk away or make a change. You may have had to protect something more important at the time, such as the stability of your family. For example, you might have worried that losing your job would place your loved ones in financial difficulty. Or perhaps health issues held you back. You may have dreamed of doing something more fulfilling but had to settle for a desk job because of back pain. These are just examples, but the essence remains the same. You had to make compromises because of external factors, limited time, physical constraints, or tough life circumstances. You did what you had to do to keep going. But now the energy is shifting. The cards are showing you that the period of compromise is coming to an end. A new chapter, one that honors your potential and brings you the freedom to express yourself, is about to begin. In truth, you deeply wanted to pursue this line of work, but it required a significant investment of time and energy to learn, and you knew that doing so would mean sacrificing time with your family, such as preparing dinner or being present in the evenings. Because of that, you felt it was something you couldn't commit to. Perhaps you've had to face such difficult trade-offs in the past. You may have longed for a promotion, truly desired to rise in your career, but the idea of advancing also came with heavier responsibilities, more demanding tasks, and the fear that it might threaten other priorities in your life. You may have worried that, with greater status, would come greater pressure, and you weren't sure if you could keep protecting the things that matter most to you. Somewhere deep within, you might have felt that there were people around you who didn't fully support or like you, and this made you anxious, fearing that such interpersonal tensions might become obstacles to your growth. And yet, the truth is, there are people who genuinely recognize your efforts. Those who truly care about you have always been able to see your dedication and how hard you've worked. However, even with such support, there may still be external factors blocking your path to progress. For instance, internal restructuring within the company may have made it difficult to implement promotions or departmental changes. The company itself may not be in a position to adapt or evolve as quickly as you need it to. On the other hand, if you're currently job hunting, there may be certain limitations forcing you to let go of your previous position. Perhaps it was no longer sustainable for personal reasons, or you may have left simply because you couldn't continue working alongside someone whose presence drained your energy. Whatever the case, the cards are acknowledging these real-world challenges and complexities, while at the same time urging you not to lose sight of your worth or your longings. The right path is forming, even if, at this moment, the way forward still seems blocked or uncertain. In truth, You deeply wanted to pursue this line of work, but it required a significant investment of time and energy to learn, and you knew that doing so would mean sacrificing time with your family, such as preparing dinner or being present in the evenings. Because of that, you felt it was something you couldn't commit to. Perhaps you've had to face such difficult trade-offs in the past. You may have longed for promotion, truly desired to rise in your career, but the idea of advancing also came with heavier responsibilities, more demanding tasks, and the fear that it might threaten other priorities in your life. You may have worried that, with greater status, would come greater pressure, and you weren't sure if you could keep protecting the things that matter most to you. Somewhere deep within, you might have felt that there were people around you who didn't fully support or like you, and this made you anxious, fearing that such interpersonal tensions might become obstacles to your growth. And yet, the truth is, there are people who genuinely recognize your efforts. Those who truly care about you have always been able to see your dedication and how hard you've worked. However, even with such support, there may still be external factors blocking your path to progress. For instance, internal restructuring within the company may have made it difficult to implement promotions or departmental changes. The company itself may not be in a position to adapt or evolve as quickly as you need it to. On the other hand, if you're currently job hunting, there may be certain limitations forcing you to let go of your previous position. Perhaps it was no longer sustainable for personal reasons, or you may have left simply because you couldn't continue working alongside someone whose presence drained your energy. Whatever the case, the cards are acknowledging these real-world challenges and complexities, while at the same time urging you not to lose sight of your worth or your longings. The right path is forming, even if, at this moment, the way forward still seems blocked or uncertain. This situation was never truly aligned with your worth, which is why you found yourself working under abnormal conditions. Naturally, this left you feeling drained and, at times, even disheartened. These emotional lows arose because your energy frequency simply didn't resonate with that environment. It was a mismatch, and such feelings were inevitable. But now, things are shifting. You are about to witness wonderful changes entering your life. In the near future, your work will begin to bring you abundant opportunities, so don't hesitate. Embrace these chances fully, because they are not mere rewards or acts of generosity. They are rightful recognitions of all the effort, perseverance, and growth you have cultivated. You are meant to receive what's coming to you, and that's why you mustn't be afraid to accept it. Your career is entering a phase of expansion and positive momentum. Now, let's take a look at your financial outlook. Significant opportunities are drawing near, and not only will these enhance your financial situation, but you may have already begun to sense the shift. Subtle changes may already be unfolding, whether in your mindset, your sense of confidence, or even the way others perceive your value. Let me delve a little deeper into your finances, because there are some important things that need clarification. You are about to encounter new financial opportunities, openings that could trigger major changes in your life. Perhaps you'll move to a new environment, or initiate a new project or business venture. When you say yes to these opportunities, doors will open, and you will benefit immensely from what flows in. Whether you are actively searching for a new job or already employed, you will start to notice a clear transformation in your surroundings. This is a turning point, a kind of professional rebirth. If you are considering a career transition, this is an especially favorable moment to do so. You are highly likely to succeed in this shift, and all the experience and insight you've gathered up to this point will become valuable assets in your new role. These opportunities will not only uplift you but also give you space to shine and expand in ways that feel deeply aligned with your purpose. You are not just stepping into a new chapter, you are rising into a version of yourself that has long awaited recognition. And now, the world is finally ready to meet that version of you. Regarding your financial situation, I'm sensing that you may currently be dealing with a considerable amount of social-related expenses. It seems that you might feel a certain pressure or unspoken obligation to participate in social gatherings or events, and this could be weighing on your mind. The cards indicate that you are facing financial outflows connected to maintaining social relationships, and this could be creating a sense of stress or discomfort for you. However, the message from the cards is clear. You don't need to push yourself beyond your limits. If certain situations don't feel necessary or aligned with your well-being, it's perfectly okay to step back. You have every right to gently and respectfully decline invitations or explain your situation in a thoughtful way if participating makes you uncomfortable. There is no need to overextend yourself for the sake of appearances or expectations. At the same time, it's possible that you're currently trying to improve your surroundings and relationships, perhaps by opening up more, engaging in conversations, or seeking connection. You might be reaching out for support, looking to share your concerns with friends, or hoping for someone to simply listen and understand. Even if you're not in the mood to be socially active, it's possible that you've been feeling drawn in, maybe even repeatedly invited or expected to attend various gatherings. These invitations and encounters may not be limited to your professional life. They could also involve family events, close relationships, or your partner. You may have recently found yourself navigating an increase in social commitments, attending reunions, celebrations, or gatherings where your presence feels required. While these experiences can be valuable, the cards are encouraging you to honor your own comfort zone and set healthy boundaries when needed. Your emotional and financial well-being are just as important as your social obligations, and you are allowed to prioritize what feels truly nourishing to you. You don't need to overexert yourself. With the upcoming changes on the horizon, you'll be able to navigate through them with grace and subtlety if something doesn't feel right to you. That's absolutely okay. New opportunities are about to unfold, and you are fully capable of making wise, strategic choices to approach these changes in a way that feels natural and comfortable. The cards relating to your career reveal that you possess a strong ability to generate creative ideas. Work that involves building, designing, or expressing creativity would suit you exceptionally well. In particular, professions connected to the arts, where your sense of aesthetics and imagination can flourish, are especially aligned with your nature. You may be someone with a romantic soul, deeply attuned to the subtle messages of the world around you. You might find yourself moved by something as simple and beautiful as a roadside flower or the golden hue of a sunset. Feelings of awe at the morning light, or a quiet sense of wonder while gazing at the stars, these natural, delicate emotions reflect a sensitivity that is closely tied to your artistic and creative talents. If you can channel this romantic and refined emotional awareness into your work, success will come to you more easily and naturally. A profession like floral design, crafting beautiful bouquets, or any kind of detailed, hands-on creative work would be highly fulfilling for you. These personal passions have the potential to blossom into meaningful and rewarding careers, bringing you genuine happiness as you do what you love. Teaching could also be an ideal path, especially if you lead classes in arts and crafts or other creative disciplines. This would allow you not only to express your own passion but to share and pass it on to others, inspiring them with what lights you up inside. Whether through aesthetics, artistic creation, or thoughtful instruction, the work that lies ahead for you has the potential to be deeply joyful, soulful, and aligned with your authentic self. So, you might begin your journey in a trainee or apprentice role, gradually becoming an assistant, and eventually stepping into the role of a teacher or even opening your own business. This kind of creative path is deeply aligned with who you are. If you're currently seeking a new job, positions that support classroom environments, receptionist roles, or opportunities within the travel industry are all excellent options for you. These jobs typically involve planning, organizing, and creating, and these are areas where you naturally thrive. You don't need to step into a leadership role immediately. Starting in a front-facing, supportive position such as in a travel agency, the entertainment or music industry, or even at a museum can be the perfect way to enter a new environment. From there, you'll have space to gradually express yourself and develop your creative voice within a professional setting. Importantly, the expansion card has also appeared for you, indicating that your ideal career is one where your emotional depth and creative spirit can be fully expressed. But more than that, the energy of the reading suggests that you've been suppressing yourself for quite some time, holding back, yielding, putting your own desires aside. That's why discovering a role that truly resonates with your heart would be the most transformative thing you can do right now. It will be the quickest and most authentic path to success. So, if you start a new job and it doesn't feel quite right, or if it feels limiting or uncomfortable, don't worry. That experience is simply a stepping stone, guiding you closer to the role where you can truly thrive and be yourself. Don't let past disappointments weigh you down. Keep moving forward. You are absolutely on the path toward discovering what your heart truly longs for, and when you do, you will receive the recognition you rightfully deserve. This recognition won't be fleeting or superficial. It will become a meaningful and beautiful part of your journey. You have so many opportunities ahead of you, and I can sense that you are someone with the power to shine brightly. Even if you haven't yet received the acknowledgement or praise you're worthy of, or if you're currently between jobs, don't let that worry you. In the future, you will achieve great things, and that recognition will come naturally as a result of your growth, resilience, and creativity. You are someone who knows how to seize opportunities and turn them into success. No matter where you begin, even if it's from a spontaneous idea or a small spark, You have everything it takes to succeed. Don't stress too much about specific qualifications or rigid expectations.
Do what feels right.
Follow what excites you. That's the key to your success. If you're currently working in an environment that hasn't allowed you to express your creativity yet, know that new opportunities will soon arise. Opportunities that will allow you to show more of your emotions, ideas, and artistic sensitivity. Or, thanks to your natural aesthetic intuition and emotional intelligence, you may find yourself being noticed, and from there, new doors may open for you. Expressing your sensitivity and intuition isn't limited to the arts. It can be channeled into any field where your creativity can come to life. Whether in communication, design, education, wellness, or even hospitality, wherever you feel your spark come alive, that is where your success will flourish. Your sensibility and personality will always shine through. Your refined perception will greatly support you in roles that require communication because you have a natural ability to understand the needs of others and respond appropriately. Even in an office setting, if your work involves creating documents or handling written communication, your intuitive sense will guide you to organize information in a way that is clear, accessible, and engaging. I remember once making the mistake of writing something important in text that was too small, and as a result, no one grasped the message I was trying to convey. But in your case, you possess an exceptional sensitivity, strong intuition, and an innate sense of aesthetics. These qualities will help you highlight the key points in a document, making sure your ideas are well received and easy to comprehend. This will allow you to excel in tasks involving documentation, presentation, or any form of written communication. If you've ever felt that your previous job wasn't the right fit, it may simply be because you were placed in an environment that did not match your capabilities or honor your potential. But that's about to change. From now on, you're being released from such limiting circumstances. Your career is about to progress so smoothly and with such alignment that even you will be pleasantly surprised. The kind of work that suits you is exactly the kind of role we've spoken about earlier. However, what's most empowering is that your sensitivity can be applied across a wide range of professions. If you haven't been able to fully express your talents up until now, it's likely because your previous environment didn't allow your qualities to flourish. You no longer need to follow someone else's path or fit into someone else's expectations. Instead, trust your own rhythm. Trust your own instincts. Do what feels right for you because you are worthy of better opportunities that resonate with your true self and celebrate your unique way of seeing and experiencing the world. The path ahead is opening up, and you are more than ready to walk it with confidence, authenticity, and grace. You don't need to follow the path others lay out for you. You simply need to open your heart and welcome the opportunities that are coming your way. From this point onward, you are being liberated from past limitations, and your only task is to receive these blessings without hesitation. That, in itself, is the key message for you in the coming period. If you're currently looking for a job, you are very likely to find a wonderful opportunity soon. The High Priestess card has appeared in this reading with many layers of meaning, but in this particular case, it carries a strong message of acceptance. You may find yourself feeling uncertain or hesitant, questioning whether the things happening around you are truly meant for you. It's possible that you'll be surprised or even doubtful of new opportunities that arise, or you may sense that something is unclear or hidden beneath the surface. However, remember that the High Priestess is the card of intuition. And sometimes, moments of doubt or hesitation are simply part of the natural process of stepping into the unknown. If you sense that something doesn't feel quite right, take your time, observe, reflect, and listen closely to your inner voice, especially if you are evaluating a new role or offer. That said, overall, the opportunities that are presenting themselves to you now are deeply aligned with your growth. They are the kind of chances that can transform your path. All you need to do is trust and allow yourself to accept them fully. Once you begin this new chapter, you'll notice that things start to fall into place. Your days may become more active and your schedule busier, but you will also feel a renewed sense of purpose and excitement. This energy marks a turning point, one where you are no longer bound by fear or obligation, but instead guided by clarity, intuition, and a quiet confidence in what's meant for you. And from that place, everything begins to align. And that busyness will gradually become something you find enjoyable and energizing. Work will begin to feel easier, more fluid, and you'll find yourself looking forward to the tasks ahead with genuine interest. At the same time, your financial situation is set to improve. The appearance of a stability card indicates not only a steady increase in income but also greater overall financial security and peace of mind. What's equally important is the shift in how you approach your work. This upcoming opportunity won't just change your circumstances, it will also transform your perception of what work means to you. In the past, you may have drawn a sharp line between your personal life and your professional life, keeping a clear distinction between who you are at work and who you are outside of it. You have a natural gift for observation and discernment, and you've likely developed a habit of being cautious, carefully protecting yourself, maintaining healthy emotional boundaries, and staying alert to your surroundings. These are admirable qualities. But with this new opportunity, something will soften. You'll begin to feel more relaxed and authentic in your work environment.
Why?
Because the Liberation card has appeared, signaling that you are being released from the constraints that once limited you. You will no longer feel the need to confine yourself to a rigid role or to perform according to an identity shaped solely by your job title or contract. In the past, perhaps you told yourself, I'm only a part-time employee, so I shouldn't take on responsibilities like a full-time worker, or I'm just temporary staff. I can't go beyond what's expected of me. These internal beliefs, silent limitations you may have accepted, are now beginning to dissolve. This new opportunity will help you break through those invisible walls and realize that you are capable of so much more than you once believed. You'll begin to exceed your own expectations, stepping into roles and responsibilities that previously felt out of reach. Not because someone told you to, but because you will feel free, empowered, and ready. This is your moment to reclaim your potential, to see yourself not through the lens of restrictions or titles, but through the boundless perspective of who you truly are when you are no longer holding yourself back. In the past, you may have believed that expressing your talents or showcasing your strengths wasn't the right thing to do. Perhaps you asked yourself why you had to create documents a certain way, even though deep down you knew there was a better, more effective approach that others would likely appreciate. Still, you held yourself back. You restrained your abilities and didn't allow your true potential to shine. That inner resistance may be something you're now ready to release. And once you do, even if your working hours increase, the work itself will no longer feel exhausting. Instead, you'll find it more fulfilling because you'll be moving from a place of freedom, not pressure. In the past, you may have felt compelled to follow a rigid framework or to protect what little space you had, which in turn left you feeling restricted and tense. But soon, you'll begin to realize that you can do your work with a sense of ease and openness. You'll be able to express more of who you truly are in the workplace, without needing to hide or suppress the more personal sides of yourself. And once you release these old constraints, your work will begin to feel lighter. You'll feel more inspired, and your job will become far more enjoyable. In addition, your financial situation will begin to stabilize. Opportunities are drawing closer, and around August, you may notice something shifting. This will be a time when you realize that the opportunity appearing before you is truly meant for you. You'll understand that it's not you who has been waiting for the right opportunity. It's the opportunity that has been waiting for you. It's a moment of perfect resonance, where both you and the opportunity are ready for each other. Everything aligns, and when it does, it will feel natural, affirming, and deeply empowering. That concludes today's reading for those of you who chose Pile 1. If you enjoyed this message, don't forget to subscribe and support the channel by giving the video a like. Your encouragement is a tremendous source of motivation and helps me continue to create new content and heartfelt readings. If something in today's reading resonated with you, I invite you to leave a comment or even just a small symbol, anything that lets me know the message found its way to your heart. I always look forward to reading your thoughts, so please don't hesitate to share them. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end of this video. I'll see you again in the next reading.
Hello to those who chose Pile 2.
Thank you for your patience. Now, I'll begin the reading for everyone drawn to the second pile. I hope this message brings you healing, new insights, and heartwarming moments filled with love and clarity. Today's reading focuses on your career, something I haven't looked into for quite some time. So, let's begin. The first card reveals that this year is truly a remarkable one for your career. In 2025, work-related matters are highly favorable and your income is likely to increase significantly. Whether you're involved in business or traditional employment, financial fortune is on your side. Not only will you earn well, but you'll also be able to spend wisely. If you manage your finances consciously, you'll have a real opportunity to grow your wealth. You may be able to afford things you've long desired or travel to places you've dreamed of visiting. All in all, it's a very prosperous year, especially throughout 2025. That said, it seems that at the present moment, you may not be feeling particularly enthusiastic about your work. Even so, the cards indicate that your energy toward work will gradually become more positive, especially in the second half of 2025, possibly continuing until the end of the year. Currently, you might be in a resting phase or temporarily taking a break from work. Even for those who are still employed, there may be a sense of fatigue or disinterest in your job. You might feel the urge to take time off, or even consider walking away from your current position. However, it appears that the majority of people who chose this pile are not working at the moment or are in a transitional pause. This situation does cause me a bit of concern, but let's continue exploring the cards to understand more deeply. One especially unique element in this reading is the presence of your ancestors. They've stepped forward to send a message, and I will do my best to pass it on to you faithfully. The energy that comes through is that of a woman from your family, perhaps a grandmother or maternal figure, and her message is simple yet deeply compassionate. You are exhausted from overthinking. She senses the weight of the stress and mental pressure you've been under, particularly related to work and expectations. This overwhelming strain may be what's leading to your emotional fatigue, your desire to pause, and your lack of motivation. The cards reflect not just external conditions, but also the emotional and spiritual exhaustion that builds up when you push yourself too hard without space to rest, to breathe, and to reset. She is not here to criticize, but to comfort and support you. Her presence is a reminder that you are not alone, and that even in moments of burnout or doubt, you are still being watched over and guided with great care. The message here is not just about work. It's also about healing the part of you that feels pressured to always perform, to always be productive, even when your spirit is calling out for rest. You may have been carrying a heavy load of thoughts and emotions for quite some time. It's possible that you've recently gone through a deeply painful experience, and as a result, you now find yourself at a standstill. Perhaps the wound occurred just before you decided to take a break, or maybe it stems from something further in the past, something unresolved that continues to affect you today. The stars that appear on the card of the fox may represent memories from the past. They speak to a time when you gave your all, when things may have looked fine on the surface, but deep inside, you were haunted by something that drained your energy. No matter how much effort you put in, these lingering pains pulled you backward, making it difficult to fully move forward. Then comes the Knight of Cups, a card that gently affirms this moment of stillness. Even if you feel exhausted right now, this pause is exactly what you need. There's no need to worry, and certainly no need to rush. The fact that you've chosen to rest, to honor your need for space and recovery, is in itself something deeply admirable. That said, there are also those who are continuing to work despite their exhaustion. Some of you may desperately want to rest, to stop for a while, but feel like you can't. Responsibilities, expectations, or fear may be holding you back. To those of you in this situation, the cards want to offer reassurance. Every ounce of your current effort is not going to waste. What you're doing now, though it may feel thankless or unnoticed, will be rewarded. Whether you've chosen to rest or chosen to keep going, both paths are equally worthy of respect. There is no right or wrong here. The value lies not in whether you act or pause, but in the honesty with which you listen to what your body, your spirit, and your emotional well-being are telling you. You are doing your best, and that is more than enough. You may have gone through a great deal of thoughts and emotions recently. Perhaps you've had to face a painful event, and because of that, you now feel as if you've come to a halt. Maybe you were hurt right before reaching this point of stillness, or perhaps past wounds are still lingering and affecting you now. The stars depicted on the fox card may symbolize the past, suggesting that although you've done your best and things seem to be going well, old traumas continue to pull you back, leaving you exhausted. The next card, the Knight of Cups, emerges to affirm that even if you feel worn out at the moment, this pause is exactly what you need. There's no need to worry or rush. You are resting, and that rest is necessary. In fact, the very act of recognizing the need to rest right now is something admirable. However, there are still people who keep pushing forward even when they're drained, yearning for a break, for a moment to stop, but they find themselves unable to do so. The cards here are telling you that all your efforts, no matter how small or delayed they may seem, are not in vain. Don't worry, your persistence and endurance will be rewarded. Whether you choose to rest or continue working, both paths are valid and worthy of respect. In the days to come, the choices you are making now will lead to wonderful things for you. You are making the right decisions, and you deserve praise for those choices. You are not wrong. These are wise, commendable decisions. Still, I understand that you may not feel that way right now. You might be blaming yourself, wishing to move faster, or perhaps the Hermit card has appeared to show that, deep inside, all you want is to stop thinking and rest for a while. I sense that you've been trying very hard to put aside all the mental noise and truly listen to your inner voice. Yet, at times, you might find yourself needing to shrink back, to hold your emotions in check just so you can keep going on the path ahead. At first, you might have thought that emptying your mind would help ease your worries. But now, I sense a subtle fear beginning to emerge within you. There is a hesitation, a reluctance to take the next step forward. Everything suddenly feels heavier, more difficult, almost as if the world around you is transformed into one big challenge. Although hope still lingers, deep within your soul, I feel that fear is currently more dominant, and it's that fear which is shaping your emotional state at this moment. To put it simply, you may be feeling anxious about connecting with others. There's a sense of unease when it comes to belonging to a group, a community, or an organization. Perhaps society feels overwhelming or even frightening to you, and you're growing tired of it. These are the emotional undercurrents I perceive flowing through you now. Yet, even in the midst of these feelings, I want to speak to the kind of work that truly aligns with your spirit. You possess a remarkable gift, the ability to bring joy and happiness to others. When someone else feels uplifted because of you too feel joy, and that shared happiness gives you a powerful sense of fulfillment and motivation. What's more, you have an extraordinary capacity to work with all kinds of people without discrimination or judgment. Whether someone is difficult or has peculiar habits, you are able to accept them and work alongside them with ease. These things don't disturb your inner balance. To you, they are simply part of human nature. There is a quiet strength within you, a deep inner resilience that isn't easily shaken by outside influences. You are someone who would never mock or belittle others, even if those around you might. Your strength is gentle and graceful. It does not shout, yet it is unmistakably present. You leave the impression of a person who is calm, kind, and composed, someone whose presence soothes rather than stirs. That's why I sense that at this moment, you might be feeling doubtful toward people, weary of society, and emotionally drained by it all. This feeling likely stems from past emotional wounds, experiences that went against your true nature. In truth, you're someone who is genuinely skilled at connecting with others. It's not that you lack the ability, it's simply that fear has taken hold. You do have that gift, but perhaps you haven't yet found the confidence to fully express it. It's possible that your ease in communication and natural friendliness have, in the past, led certain people with ill intentions to take advantage of your sincerity. Some of these people may have entered your life and caused you harm. Your innocence, your kindness, and your willingness to open your heart might have been used against you. That's the energy I feel surrounding your experience. The reversed card that appears here should not be viewed as something negative. On the contrary, it reflects something profoundly positive. It speaks of a spirit of selflessness, of service to others. I sense that you've poured an incredible amount of heart and soul into helping those around you. And yet, offering help doesn't always have to mean carrying a heavy burden. Your care for others has not merely been about obligation or responsibility, like having to look after someone out of duty. It has been an act of giving from the heart. It comes from a space of generosity, not from exhaustion or pressure. What you've done is more than just fulfill duties. It's a form of quiet, meaningful devotion. Even if it left you tired at times, your intention was never driven by guilt or compulsion, but by compassion. And that in itself is something rare and beautiful. Such burdens may stem from things you've done in the past, or perhaps from a sense of guilt you've been carrying, a weight that, at times, may even be manifestations of karmic echoes. And yet, your heart is truly beautiful, as though angelic wings are unfolding from within it, radiating something magical and extraordinary. This reversed card carries a deeply positive meaning. You are, in essence, someone gentle, warm, and tender. There is a quiet grace in you, a sweetness reminiscent of an angel. However, I also sense that something within you is being held back. There may be health issues you're currently facing. That sensation of being stuck or constrained may not only affect your soul but is likely extending into your physical body as well. Perhaps you find it difficult to move around freely, or you feel like your body cannot do the things it used to. Waking up in the morning might feel overwhelmingly hard, or falling asleep might be a nightly struggle. I want you to understand, this is not laziness. It is a sign that your heart has been wounded. The emotional pain, the unseen wounds buried deep within, are often the hardest to heal. If your heart remains unhealed, and yet you continue to push your body forward without truly listening to your inner self, you will inevitably find it difficult to keep going. The soul and the body are not separate. They are intimately connected, reflections of one another. So when the heart is in pain, the body, too, responds. It carries that pain, it expresses it in its own silent language. The exhaustion you feel, the heaviness in your limbs, the lack of motivation, it all speaks of something deeper. It's the soul crying out to be heard, to be comforted, to be gently healed. Even if you bear no physical wounds, when the heart is hurt, the body can no longer function smoothly, and that is entirely natural. So please, don't be overly worried if you find yourself having negative thoughts about work or feel like you're unable to complete your tasks. These are normal responses to the emotional state you're currently in. The people who hurt you, the emotional scars they left behind, are still affecting you, still living in your memory, influencing how you feel today. And yet, what's truly miraculous is this. Even though you are carrying those pains, there will come a day when you find a genuine opportunity to heal. From the middle of 2025 onward, perhaps after the summer, an inner shift will begin to take place. It won't be a sudden or dramatic change, but rather a gentle beginning. You won't feel rushed or pressured. Instead, you'll simply start to feel an organic desire to try something new. That impulse will arise without force or reason. It will flow to you naturally, as if you are finally ready to explore something fresh and unfamiliar. I sense that once your period of rest is complete, you'll find yourself ready to move forward again. Even though you may be in a phase of pause and retreat right now, think of it not as stopping, but as preparing. You are resting in order to gather strength for the next steps on your path. This rest is not weakness. It is wisdom. And when the time comes, you will rise gently, with clarity and calm, ready to begin again. You are currently in a period of realignment. If you feel the urge to leave your current job, don't worry, because you'll find a new one. You're going to be okay. Even if there is anxiety within you, the fear that after a month or two of rest you might end up in a job worse than the one you left behind, know that this will not be the case. You will be all right. The Temperance card appears here to remind us that, at times, there are situations in life that we simply cannot resolve on our own. There are moments when, despite giving your best effort, things still don't turn out the way you hoped. These are the moments when life tests you. But you have endured those tests, you persisted through them. This is not your fault. In fact, the fact that you stayed, worked hard, earned your living, and remained committed despite it all is something deeply commendable. At the same time, the Temperance card also brings a message of release. Release from the emotional and environmental burdens that have been weighing on you. It is as if the door of a prison is finally opening. And once that door opens, you'll be free to step toward greater aspirations. You will keep moving forward. This is a sign that a new path is forming for you, one that will bring new opportunities and mark the beginning of a fresh chapter in your life. So, if the thought of leaving your job has crossed your mind, I sense that it is safe for you to do so. You can trust that a better opportunity is waiting for you. You're not giving up. You are making space for something more aligned with who you truly are. A new job is on its way to you. The door is about to open. But before we talk about what kind of work truly aligns with your energy, I want to share a message from your ancestors because they have been patiently waiting to speak with you. They want you to know that no matter how old you are, your life is still long, filled with infinite possibilities. No one has the right to tell you that you can't start over. Nothing in life is set in stone, no matter what anyone says. You absolutely can begin again whenever you choose to. They want you to understand that your journey is still unfolding, and you are more than capable of starting fresh. No matter how long you've rested, no matter how many times you've felt the need to withdraw from the world, you always have the power to begin again. They want you to know that even from zero you can rise, and it is never ever too late. Your ancestors are sending this message to you with warmth and care. There's even a touch of humor in their tone, like a playful chuckle behind their words, as if they're saying, "Isn't this just wonderful? Isn't this something to admire?" Not out of jealousy, but in the way we might look at someone young and say, "Oh, they're just 18, they have their whole life ahead of them." That's the sentiment they want you to feel. Your future is still wide open, still full of promise, and you can begin again at any time. If you believe you can't start over, it's only because your heart has been holding itself back. No one else has the power to decide whether you can begin again. Only you do. And your ancestors want to remind you that the power to restart, to renew, to choose again, lies completely in your hands. They are watching over you, and they will protect you as you walk forward. One of your ancestors in particular, a woman, is especially close. She is with you always, standing quietly at your side, offering strength, reassurance, and unconditional love. When it comes to finances, this year will be a very favorable one for you. Luck in your career, success in business, everything is lining up in your favor. A significant source of income is on its way, so there is no need to rush. Everything will come at the right time. Although you might be feeling a little anxious right now, from the end of summer onward, your energy will naturally begin to rise. You will feel a renewed sense of motivation and creative inspiration flowing through you. So don't worry. Just relax and allow things to unfold in their own time. Your ancestors are sending you a message. You don't need to worry. They may be delivering this message with a bit of humor, but behind that lightheartedness is a genuine desire to comfort you and ease your tension. It's as if they're saying, how wonderful, how enviable this moment is. Not out of jealousy, but with the same warm admiration we might feel when looking at someone young and thinking, oh, they're only 18, they have their whole future ahead of them. They want you to understand that your future is still wide open. No matter where you are in life, you can always begin again. If you find yourself thinking that you've missed your chance, that it's too late to start over, please know that this thought is only coming from a heart that feels trapped. No one else can decide whether you can start again. Only you hold that power. Your ancestors want to remind you that you can begin anew at any time you choose, and they will always be watching over you. One of your ancestors in particular, a woman, is very close to you. She is always beside you, offering quiet strength, love, and protection. And again, in terms of finances, this year will bring great blessings. Opportunities in your career and business ventures are aligning to bring in abundance. You are on track to receive a substantial income. So take your time. There is no need to force anything. Though you may feel a bit uneasy now, trust that by late summer, your energy will begin to surge on its own. You will feel reawakened, inspired, and ready to create. So breathe deeply, let go of your tension, and allow the current of life to carry you forward. It's going to be okay. When it comes to a job that truly suits you, as I mentioned earlier, you have a natural talent for making others smile and lifting their spirits. Not only does this bring joy to those around you, but it also fills you with happiness and a sense of purpose. However, you may not find satisfaction in work that feels meaningless or lacks a clear direction. You tend to feel uneasy when you're assigned tasks whose purpose or value you don't fully understand. You're deeply concerned with whether the work you're doing has real worth and whether it allows you to grow and evolve. If a job feels stagnant or void of deeper significance, you're likely to lose interest and motivation. For this reason, purely routine jobs, such as administrative work with no variation, may not be the right fit for you. You thrive in environments that allow for learning and development. Even within administrative roles, if there's an opportunity to engage with technology, adapt to new tasks, or take on evolving responsibilities, you might find them more enjoyable. But if the work is repetitive with no room for growth, you may become bored, which can lead to overthinking or becoming overly sensitive to interpersonal dynamics in the workplace, eventually causing unnecessary stress or emotional fatigue. You need a position that invites challenge, one where you can push your limits and feel a sense of personal progress. A role that allows you to bring joy to others would also be deeply aligned with who you are. For example, careers involving planning or financial advising, or roles that rely on communication, such as reception, customer care, client support over the phone, or even working in the field of education, could be excellent matches for you. These kinds of work environments would allow you to make full use of your interpersonal skills, while also offering you the satisfaction of being of service to others. The key is to find a job that offers both human connection and meaningful engagement, something that grows with you and gives you space to shine. You are truly well-suited for jobs that involve helping others, answering their questions, or providing support and guidance. For example, roles such as a pharmacist or a retail associate would be a great fit for you. In addition, customer-facing positions, particularly in the hospitality industry, such as working in restaurants or hotels, are also highly aligned with your strengths. While you could certainly take on roles behind the scenes, such as in the kitchen, I feel that you would thrive more in front-of-house positions, where you can interact directly with customers. That direct interaction has the potential to bring you real joy and fulfillment, as seeing the immediate impact of your kindness and communication is something that energizes you. When it comes to skill development, if you're interested in growing and expanding your knowledge, working in specialized office settings such as a notary office or administrative positions within the legal field could be very stimulating for you. These roles would expose you to information and procedures that aren't always commonly known, such as working at a tax office, where you could gain insight into tax filing processes or other areas of professional regulation and policy. You don't need to become an accountant or a tax expert, but being in such an environment would offer you valuable exposure to specialized knowledge and systems that could broaden your perspective. If you wish to continue learning during this period of rest and transition, a job such as a registered retail associate would also be an excellent option. It would not only offer you a steady routine, but also provide meaningful opportunities for growth and skill enhancement. Roles like this are practical, yet dynamic enough to keep you engaged, giving you chances to connect with others while sharpening your communication and problem-solving abilities. First of all, you would be genuinely appreciated by others if you were able to offer helpful suggestions such as recommending remedies for headaches or digestive discomfort to those experiencing health issues. These small acts of support can leave a lasting impression, as people are often deeply grateful for practical help when they're in need. In terms of work, you're better suited to roles that aren't focused on accounting or conventional office tasks, but rather positions that provide direct support to business operations, such as assisting sales staff. Jobs like these would allow you to shine in the background while still playing a vital role in the team's success. Your contribution would be highly valued by your colleagues, especially by salespeople who would greatly appreciate your presence and assistance. Another field that would suit you well is customer service, particularly working in a call center environment. However, if you're currently going through a difficult emotional phase or still healing from personal wounds, it's important to be mindful of your energy levels when interacting with difficult or rude customers. Such interactions, if not carefully managed, could leave you feeling emotionally drained. That said, the customer support field remains a strong fit for you overall, as it combines your natural communication skills with your ability to empathize and assist others. Right now, your work prospects are looking very promising. So, what could serve as the spark to help you feel more optimistic and energized in your career? Based on what I sense, sometime after the summer, a wave of inspiration and enthusiasm will likely surge within you. Whether it's triggered by a change in your environment or a specific event, something will light a fire in your heart and dramatically boost your motivation. This shift will help you see your work through a renewed lens, bringing with it a sense of purpose and excitement that you may have been missing for some time. Alongside everything else, there is one particularly important element: the release of anxiety surrounding your personal relationships. The emotional entanglements, especially those rooted in past wounds, will gradually begin to resolve, and with that resolution will come a profound sense of relief. You'll begin to feel yourself slowly being freed from the worries and heaviness that have lingered in your heart for some time. As emotional liberation takes place, you'll find that your mental clarity returns, fueling your motivation to move forward and helping you regain focus in your work. This renewed energy will bring fresh inspiration, allowing you to perform with greater passion and achieve the success you've been longing for. A significant transformation is approaching in your life, and it's not just about financial or professional independence. It's about emotional and spiritual self-reliance. This will be a turning point marked by a strong inner resolve to stand firmly on your own 2 feet, no longer defined or shaken by the emotional imprints of the past. You will come to a moment of realization. It's time to face and bring closure to the unresolved relationships that once caused you pain. Whether these are old wounds or more recent hurts, something meaningful will happen, an event or an internal awakening that allows you to finally say, "This is the end." You'll reach a point where you no longer feel the need to revisit those old emotions. The door to those painful memories, those difficult relationships, will finally close. The doors you once unknowingly reopened again and again will no longer draw you in. This time, you will choose not to open them. You will lock them firmly and no longer allow anything to come through. Even if those memories occasionally resurface, you will make the conscious decision not to dwell on them because deep within, you are ready to let go. A profound lightness will rise in your heart, as if the emotional burden you've been carrying has finally been lifted. By the end of the summer, there will be an event, or perhaps just a quiet but powerful moment, that clearly signals the beginning of a new chapter. You'll feel it unmistakably. This is the moment to start over. And when that moment comes, you'll find yourself brimming with energy, fully prepared to embrace your work and your future with a completely renewed spirit. Regarding that part, I will continue to follow the energy and develop the messages from the cards in more depth, and I'll be sharing further details in upcoming videos. I hope you'll stay tuned. Today, we're focusing on your career fortune. What I can say with confidence is that your work situation is looking very promising, especially starting from the end of summer, when things begin to shift. Luck in career, business, and finances will start flowing toward you abundantly. You'll not only have the ability to save, but also to spend wisely and mindfully. This is a powerful message affirming that you are steadily moving toward a future of financial stability. Additionally, a message from your ancestors is coming through clearly. You can start over at any time. Trust in this truth, and know in your heart that the chance to begin again will always be available to you. This is not just a possibility, it's an open door waiting for you to walk through, whenever you feel ready. And with that, I will conclude the reading for those who chose pile 2. If you enjoy this content, don't forget to click like and subscribe to support the channel. Your encouragement is a tremendous source of motivation for me to continue creating meaningful readings and sharing them with you. If any part of today's message touched your heart, feel free to leave a comment or simply drop a little emoji, just a small sign to let me know that the reading resonated with you. I truly value every response and always look forward to hearing your thoughts. Thank you for watching until the end. I'll see you again in the next reading. Hello to everyone who chose pile 3. Thank you for your patience. Now, I'll begin the reading for those of you who are drawn to the 3rd pile. I hope this reading brings you healing, fresh insight, and moments filled with warmth and love. Today, we'll be exploring the topic of work, and it's a reading I've been meaning to share for quite some time. Before diving into career fortune, I want to start by sharing a message about your financial luck. Your financial outlook is extremely favorable. The cards reveal that your wealth energy is rising powerfully, like a significant financial opportunity is approaching. This year is truly remarkable for you, especially in the financial realm. Regardless of what struggles you may have faced in the past, what matters now is that things are shifting and you're entering a phase of increasing abundance. This is a card that symbolizes prosperity and financial stability, and it's coming directly to you. There is also a card in your spread that represents expansion and growth, indicating the arrival of major financial opportunities you might not even expect. You may receive unexpected income or come into long-term prospects that connect you with stable sources of wealth. These openings may come as life-changing events, a turning point on your path. While some people may not immediately recognize these signs, especially since the Path card is not present in this spread, there are still subtle indications that things are unfolding. Additionally, the reversed Coffin card appears, symbolizing a new beginning, a personal rebirth. The message from this card is clear: release your fears. This is a call to step out of your comfort zone and embrace new opportunities. Before you can move forward, the card gently urges you to let go of worry and take a bold, courageous step. Now is your time to rise, rich in both spirit and potential. There may have been a major shift in your life, like a sudden change in the weather, a gust of wind sweeping through. However, this change hasn't been entirely positive. The appearance of the Sword card suggests that this transformation may have brought challenges rather than comfort. It's possible you've gone through experiences that hurt you, situations you didn't want but were forced to face. Perhaps you were unable to do what you truly desired, or certain life decisions ended up feeling completely misaligned with your heart's intentions. You may have wanted to join a particular company but couldn't, or perhaps you managed to start working there but found yourself having to quit after only a short time. These moments, when reality fell short of your hopes, may have felt like sharp winds cutting through your path. Life might have led you through difficult turns, leaving you feeling disoriented or disappointed. But here's what truly matters: you are now aligning with a beautiful and meaningful path. The cards all indicate that you're walking in the right direction. So don't let negative thoughts pull you down. Don't let your mind convince you that things will never improve. Don't believe, even for a second, that financial luck will never come your way or that you'll never experience abundance. Those thoughts are not real. They are born of fear and exhaustion, not truth. Every card in your spread is pointing toward one thing: your financial fortune is rising steadily, powerfully, and with increasing momentum. You are stepping into a phase of wealth expansion, and things will only continue to improve from here. It's truly wonderful. Everything is aligning to become reality, and the cards clearly affirm this. Although this is a reading focused on your career, the first message I want to share with you is that your financial fortune is currently extremely favorable and will continue to grow powerfully. I've mentioned this briefly earlier, but now I'd like to explore it in greater detail. As for you, one of your most prominent traits is your strong intuition. It stands out clearly in your energy. However, beyond that, I also sense that you are an incredibly hardworking person, someone who strives relentlessly. Yet, it seems that you don't particularly like others seeing you struggle or work too hard. There's a sense that you hold yourself to a certain standard, especially in how you are perceived. Perhaps you have a deeply personal idea of what it means to be graceful or beautiful in the way you live and express yourself. This standard you uphold isn't a bad thing. In fact, it reflects something quite noble. For instance, when you feel anger rising within you, instead of letting it explode outward, you consciously choose not to allow your emotions to control you. You feel that reacting impulsively is not in alignment with the image of beauty or composure you strive for. So instead, you respond with calm and clarity, expressing your emotions in a more peaceful and intentional way. This not only brings you inner peace, but also helps you feel more at ease with yourself, more aligned with who you want to be. This desire for inner and outer beauty doesn't only appear in how you express emotions, it shows up in your way of living as well. You often ask yourself whether your actions, your decisions, and the way you live your life truly embody the ideals you hold dear. You're guided by a sense of integrity, grace, and aspiration toward your personal vision of a beautiful, meaningful life. This inner compass, this quiet discipline, is a deeply important value to you, and it shapes the way you move through the world. For example, when someone suggests that you do something wrong, you instinctively feel that agreeing to it would make you feel tarnished, as if you would be betraying your own sense of inner beauty. And so, you choose not to do it, not because of fear, but because you have your own inner standard, a strong and beautiful foundation upon which you base your decisions. Isn't that a graceful and admirable way of thinking? I can sense that beauty, for you, is not just about outward appearance. It radiates from deep within your soul. Perhaps you are someone with a naturally attractive presence, but what truly stands out is the fact that you hold yourself to a code of living that aligns with your personal ideals. You are guided by a desire to live rightly, to become someone you can respect and be proud of. You constantly reflect on whether your actions and choices are beautiful in the sense that they uphold your integrity, whether they are something that your future self would look back on with pride. This is deeply important to you. Because of that, if you're currently facing difficulties in relationships, perhaps it's worth applying that same standard when you evaluate the actions of others. Ask yourself, are their actions beautiful? Are they worthy of your attention, your emotional energy? If the words spoken to you come from someone who does not live up to those same values, someone who does not treat others or themselves with that same sense of dignity, then perhaps their words are not worth holding on to at all. When you remember your own standard of beauty, of truth, of grace, you will find clarity. You will know what is worth keeping close to your heart and what is best left behind. The redder it gets, the more unpleasant it seems, doesn't it? You feel that when faced with such behavior, the other person only reveals their own pettiness, and honestly, there's no need for you to be concerned about them. There's no need to waste your time or energy worrying about such things. You possess a unique kind of charisma. That's one of your most outstanding qualities. People like you often have their own personal standards for distinguishing what is beautiful and what is not, what is right and what is wrong. This shows that you are an intelligent and perceptive individual. You also have a strong sense of justice, a deep inner drive to do what's right and to treat others fairly. At times, this may cause you to be rather strict with yourself, even to the extent of being someone who dislikes losing or making mistakes. However, instead of projecting this discomfort onto others, you choose to hold it within and face it privately. You constantly remind yourself to remain disciplined, to stay on track, and to live up to your own expectations. This internal pressure may sometimes lead to feelings of stress or anxiety, but it is also part of the tireless effort you put into becoming your best self. You are hardworking, yet you don't like to show others the extent of your struggles, because you see that effort as something deeply personal. You have remarkable abilities, but you tend to keep them to yourself. That's why people often see you as mysterious. There's an enigmatic aura about you. Your beauty isn't limited to your physical appearance. It also shines through in your style and your highly refined sense of aesthetics. You have an exquisite sense of aesthetics, from your choice of colors to the way you dress. Even when wearing something as simple as a plain t-shirt and a pair of jeans, you still manage to radiate beauty and allure through your unique style. A delicate necklace or a light scarf can effortlessly highlight your charm. You possess an excellent eye for design and elegance, always knowing how to bring out the subtle, yet refined beauty in simplicity. On a spiritual level, this card is reminding you that it's time to mentally prepare yourself for a significant turning point. Even if you're not ready to take action immediately, begin by getting your mindset in place, because a major opportunity is approaching. The card emphasizes that a chance to earn substantial income is making its way toward you. Therefore, don't allow yourself to get entangled in the negative loops of the past any longer. It might be difficult to maintain a positive outlook, especially when you're facing financial realities. But remember this, no matter what has happened before, you still have the potential to achieve remarkable success. Everything you desire is within reach, and that is the powerful message this card is here to convey. You are no longer bound to outdated patterns or unhealthy habits that once held you back. Let them go. Trust that the future can be brighter, and recognize that you are now standing at the threshold of a life-changing opportunity. You are gradually removing the blindfold from your eyes, stepping out of darkness and into something new and full of promise. This card resembles the Fool in the tarot deck, a symbol of adventure, a new journey filled with challenges, missteps, and risks. Yet despite the uncertainties, you are someone who can embrace and learn from those experiences. What makes this particularly special is that for you, these moments of trial are not just temporary setbacks. They are the very stepping stones to abundance and profound prosperity. Although certain painful events in your past may have caused sorrow, it is precisely those moments that have sparked the beginning of a powerful transformation. You are now heading toward an immense stroke of fortune, and I want you to truly believe that you are on the right path, moving forward, toward luck and success. As for the kind of work environment that suits you, you are not someone who thrives in dull, uninspiring, or gloomy settings. You are drawn to brightness and elegance. Even if it's an office job, you would feel most aligned with spaces that are airy, beautiful, and filled with natural light. Offices with large windows, modern interiors, or fresh, stylish designs, rather than cramped or outdated workspaces. If you were to work in the hospitality industry, you would feel far more at ease and inspired in upscale, aesthetically pleasing and well-maintained environments, charming streets, clean and well-lit venues, refined and tasteful atmospheres. These are the kinds of spaces that resonate deeply with your energy and vibration. You operate best and feel your most alive in sparkling environments like a radiant gemstone set in its ideal light. In fact, if possible, a career related to gemstones or fine jewelry would be especially suited to you. Such a profession would allow you to work in an environment that is not only beautiful and luxurious, but also perfectly aligned with your inner sense of refinement and your natural love for aesthetics. In these settings, you will flourish, working effectively, feeling comfortable, and shining in your own authentic brilliance. You and gemstones share a remarkably similar kind of energy. You are like a precious gem, radiant, beautiful, and full of inner light. However, when it comes to working in a gemstone shop, I can't say for certain, as I don't have first-hand experience in that industry. It's possible that such positions may not offer as many openings for part-time or temporary work. Still, being around gemstone boutiques or working in spaces associated with gems and their refined energy would be highly suitable for you. Moreover, the inspiration card has appeared, suggesting that you are exceptionally well-suited for work related to photography or videography. You possess a rare blend of aesthetic sensitivity and strong intuition, enabling you to frame scenes beautifully and capture meaningful, striking moments. You have a natural talent for recognizing and preserving fleeting beauty through the lens. If you've ever considered starting a side project, such as taking and selling your photographs, this would be an ideal path for you. You could upload your work to platforms where people purchase images, particularly premium content rather than royalty-free images. This field truly aligns with your abilities and energy. In addition to that, you would thrive in lively, energetic environments, such as the entertainment industry, artistic fields, or careers related to beauty and cosmetics. You would also be well-suited for roles in department stores or wellness-centered spaces like yoga studios. These are settings that resonate with your vibrant aura and refined sense of style. In such environments, your presence not only fits in seamlessly but also has the power to elevate the entire atmosphere. Your unique energy, when placed in the right context, can become an inspiring force, not only for your own growth but for those around you as well. I sense that you are searching for an environment where you can shine, a space filled with vibrant energy and brilliance. However, you may have told yourself that you're not the type who enjoys overly flashy or dazzling places and that you don't quite belong in them. Yet, if you are now contemplating trying something new, it might be worth revisiting that belief. I have the feeling that perhaps, in the past, you fell into a repetitive cycle, one that led you to believe such luminous spaces weren't for you. Certain past experiences may have shaped that inner narrative, convincing you that you weren't suited for beauty, sparkle, or radiance. But in truth, I believe that mindset no longer serves you. You might be unconsciously dimming your own light and doubting your worth. In reality, Environments that are beautiful, bright, and full of energy are precisely where you belong. Your energy aligns naturally with those kinds of spaces. This doesn't mean you have to become someone you're not. It simply means you may need to shift your perspective and the way you see yourself. In other words, sparkling, radiant places may in fact be a perfect fit for you, but a lack of self-confidence, perhaps rooted in old wounds, could be holding you back. If you feel like you haven't found your direction yet, it may be because you're stuck in an old loop. But don't worry, this is the moment where that cycle begins to break. Change is coming, and it's coming swiftly. You'll start to feel the winds of a new beginning stirring around you. Trust that things are gradually shifting, and you are on a path to rediscovering who you truly are. Breaking free from that negative loop is, in itself, a remarkable achievement. And this shift will lead you toward the things that truly match your essence, the things you've always deserved. This card speaks of connection, which means there's a strong chance you'll meet someone deeply significant this year, a life partner, a soulmate, or someone who walks with you through a shared purpose. It could also represent the arrival of a compatible collaborator, whether in love or career. It feels as though you are on the verge of finding work opportunities that truly resonate with you, and that's the direction you're heading toward. Especially in your career, the right environment, one that reflects your energy and values, will present itself and offer a new door to walk through. Regarding the idea of beauty that you may be contemplating, I must apologize if I didn't express it clearly earlier. The beauty referred to here is not limited to places that are luxurious or dazzling. Rather, it is a refined kind of beauty, one that reflects thoughtful arrangement, elegance, and a sense of completion. Indeed, I feel that perfection in the smallest details holds great significance for you. It's a type of beauty that is deeply connected with subtlety and precision. Therefore, roles that require meticulous skill, patience, and attention to fine details would be an ideal fit for you. In addition, work related to weddings or the arts, such as embroidery, textile craft, or costume design, would also be excellent career paths. These are fields that require a clear structure and uphold specific standards, offering the kind of order and aesthetic fulfillment that would bring you deep satisfaction. I also sense that jobs in production, especially in well-organized, streamlined assembly lines or manufacturing environments, would resonate strongly with you. Everything falls into place when systems are well-arranged and every part operates within a clearly defined process. That said, my impression is that you are someone who also flourishes in vibrant, radiant, and lively environments. Still, if you find yourself drawn to things that involve structure, precision, and a sense of order, or if you're passionate about tasks that require symmetry, consistency, or organization, then that too is a highly suitable path. For instance, work related to sorting, arranging, or organizing could be very fulfilling. Even jobs that involve careful measurement and mapping, such as work in cartography or puzzle-related retail, are surprisingly well matched to your natural strengths. Ultimately, your ideal environment may lie at the intersection between refined beauty and structured harmony, where artistry and order coexist. This balance could unlock both your creativity and your sense of purpose, allowing you to excel in a field that mirrors both your aesthetic vision and your need for thoughtful organization. If you're currently unsure about your abilities or talents, I believe your gifts are still lying dormant, waiting to be uncovered. You possess an exceptional sense of aesthetics, and I can see you thriving in professions such as a makeup artist or a model. Even if those roles don't resonate with you directly, your refined style and sharp eye for beauty will undoubtedly lead you to a career that suits you perfectly, one where your energy and passion can truly shine. If you haven't worked in a long-term position before and now find yourself wondering what makes you special, don't worry. Your charm and potential are still within you, patiently waiting to be rediscovered. It may take a little time to recall or identify your strengths, simply because you may have forgotten or lost sight of them. But make no mistake, your allure radiates from within. You carry a naturally pleasant energy, and as a result, you have a wonderful gift for communication. Even if you don't always express yourself with elaborate words, the atmosphere you create is warm, gentle, and soothing. This is your inner beauty at work, the calm, refreshing presence that you offer to those around you. You're not the type of person who imposes pressure or causes discomfort. Quite the opposite. You're someone who effortlessly blends into different spaces, someone who makes others feel at ease simply by being there. Your energy is light, graceful, and unobtrusive. It's this subtle charm, soft yet unmistakable, that makes people feel safe and welcomed in your presence. And whether you've recognized it yet or not, this is a rare and powerful gift. Therefore, You are especially well suited to roles that do not involve constant stress or pressure, but instead offer a calm, balanced, and nurturing work environment. What matters most is that you begin to recognize this truth for yourself, that you thrive in spaces where you can work comfortably and where your energy remains vibrant and positive. These are the settings in which your true potential can flourish. Financially, a wonderful opportunity is approaching. There are strong signs of a significant upswing in your financial fortune. If you've been considering a job change, now is the perfect time to take that step. Making this transition will bring about remarkable improvements. For those actively searching for a new job, success is on the horizon. This is a golden window of opportunity for you to discover a position that truly aligns with who you are. The most beautiful part is that it won't just be about the money. You'll also find genuine joy and fulfillment in your work. As I've mentioned before, even when you're faced with challenges or risks, you tend to find excitement in the process. That's what brings you happiness in your professional life. The experience itself, the learning, the transformation. Because of this, the rewards will far outweigh the difficulties. A healthy, supportive workplace, where you can feel emotionally and spiritually at peace, is coming into your life very soon. The appearance of the card related to connection and collaboration further confirms this. It suggests that such an environment will not only arrive, but will be a truly fitting match for you. You will no longer find yourself stuck in those exhausting cycles of toxic jobs where no matter how hard you tried, things always seem to end poorly. You can trust that you are now preparing to step out of those negative patterns for good and into a new direction, one that brings the healing, stability, and success you've long deserved. This blindfolded card represents the ability to perceive truth even in the midst of darkness. In your case, I believe it symbolizes your confrontation with difficulties that may have once clouded your vision of the future. Words like "you can't do it" or "this job isn't for you" may have stood in your way, preventing you from recognizing your own potential. But the deeper truth hidden within this darkness is this: you are not someone who is incapable, nor are you someone who doesn't belong. In fact, the very roles you once thought you weren't suited for might be exactly where you belong. Once this realization takes root, things will start to fall into place, and you'll begin to feel more secure in the choices you make. It's possible that in the past, there were people who misunderstood you, or even deliberately made you doubt yourself. They failed to see your true self, perhaps judged you unfairly, and tried to make you feel small. But you must remember this: these people do not get to define your worth. They cannot take away your belief in yourself, nor can they diminish the strength you hold within. You no longer need to stay in the darkness that others have created around you. I will help guide you out of it. The true light, the one that already lives inside you, is still there, and I will help lead you toward that exit. You can rest easy now. If you need direction, reach out, and I will show you the way. I am here, walking alongside you. All the lies others have told you about who you are, about what you can or cannot do, those lies no longer have power over you. I will help you break free from their grip. You are not meant to remain stuck in that cycle of doubt and confusion. You don't have to be trapped anymore. The path ahead is open, and you are ready to walk it, with clarity, with courage, and with the light that has always been yours. Take a moment to sit quietly and reflect. Notice if there's any part of this message that resonates with you, that helps you recognize something within yourself. If you feel that this is true for you, if you sense that you can break free from the cycle, then silently from your heart, as if you're praying to me, say, "Please guide me out of here." I truly believe that when you do, you will begin to feel something shift. Things will start to feel lighter, more hopeful. I can feel that this will bring positive change into your life. With that, I will now close the reading for those of you who chose pile 3. If what I've shared has given you something to think about, or even just brought you a moment of clarity or enjoyment, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give this video a like to support me. Thank you so much for staying with me all the way until the end. I wish you a peaceful and lucky day ahead. I look forward to seeing you again in the next reading.